Happy Thursday, we made it, it's almost Friday, so let's sail into the weekend with another Titanic build. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me on a Titanic Thursday. So we have another build episode for the Titanic. We're going to be doing, in the scale model, we're going to be doing issues 9 and 10. So some exciting stuff there. And then for the Lego, we'll be working on step 61 through 75. So let's get into it and we'll have a chat after. Okay, here we are with issue 9. We take a look at the magazine. Again, I know that I sound like a broken record, but these magazines have a ton of cool information. Like here we have the blueprints for the decks, like showing like where the cabins are. Very cool. And then it looks like we're going to be working on a piece of the hull that we had from the last issue. I'm adding some additional pieces to that. Very cool. Okay, so here are the parts. Remember, we get the parts in these little boxes, and you're looking for this number, and the last 3 digits will have the issue number on it. So everything's wrapped up in this tissue paper. Here we have another porthole piece. We have another connector, some more screws, and some other pieces here. Okay, so the first thing we have are some cleats. I'm going to set those up here. And then we have a couple of spacers. We have a joining panel. And then we have the starboard top strip of the forecastle hull. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is bring back this piece that we were working on in a previous issue. And we want to take our spacer, and that is going to line up just like so. And that's going to be going in with 5 AM screws. And that is number 5. Okay, so we have that done. Next, we want to take our top strip of the forecastle hull, and just like in the last one, we want to line this up along here, making sure that we have everything aligned. And again, that's going in with some AM screws. So again, just like on the last issue with this, I'm kind of going to get it started, and then we'll make sure everything is lined up, and then we will get those screwed in tight. Yeah, interesting. This one seems to have lined up a lot easier than the last one. So we are metal on metal, so go as tight as you can. Alright, let me just double check. Yep. And yep. Alright, so that is looking like that, very sharp. Okay, now we want to take our 2 spacers, and we want to take the short one, and that is going right in there. Okay, and now we want to take the longer spacer, and we want to put that right here. A little bit of a tight fit. Now we want to bring back the other piece of our hull. Okay, and we want to take them. All right, so I find it interesting that the spacers don't really align with anything, but okay. So basically what you're aligning are, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. So you're aligning these screws up with these holes here. So if we take this just like so. So we're taking this and we are lining them up with these holes, and we're going in with AM screws. So let me get that back in there. And again, this does fit together pretty easily. Like I said, once you get these screws lined up, it kind of, you can feel it go together. And then we're going to put 4 screws in here. All right, just double check. Make sure we got those in there good and tight. Yep. And look at that. That is pretty cool. And now we can actually use that piece they gave us in the previous issue here. We can set this inside just like so. So there's our first joined pieces of hull for the Titanic. And so we have a whole pack of screws and all of these cleats that we did not use. So it says, store the unused cleats and GM screws. They will be used in a future issue. So I am just going to put the cleats in this little baggie here, along with the screws, and we will keep those safe for another time. And now we will move on to issue 10. So here is issue 10. So we have a part 2 about the band. Information about the shipyard. And it looks like we are going to be adding a keel section to the hull and then some additional details to our engine. All right. So here is the parts pack. And again, it does say 10 on the back there. So I won't show you that every time. All right. Okay, so we have our forward keel section. So let's leave that right here. And then we've got all these little pieces. Yes, so we have 2 cylinder head A, cylinder head B, and cylinder head C. 2 distribution valves, and then we have exhaust valves. So let's bring over our engine. So here's our engine that we have been working on. Remember, we can make it turn. Very cool. Okay. These 2 are sort of large. This is medium and this is small. It says that they are push-fit connections, but you may glue them if they seem loose. So we'll just test them out. So again, these are kind of like on the deck pieces. One hole is bigger than the other, so that is how we are going to, and these pegs, one is bigger than the other, so that's how we're going to line them up. So this one is going to go right here. There we go. So that one, and it clicks in. I don't know if you heard that or not. And then the next one we need is this. This one, because it's so small, it looks like the And there's no notch that sticks up. So this one, it doesn't really matter which one you go in, just as long as you get those lined up. Yeah, that one wasn't quite as pronounced click as this one. Okay, so next we need one of these and one of these. And again, we're going to line this up. And again, that just pushes in. And then we have the, what is this, a distribution valve? Yes. So there's sort of a rounded end and then a straight corner. We want the rounded end going toward the rounded end of, and of course the pegs are different sizes, so that will also help. Make sure you have that in the right orientation. So that again just pops in. And yeah, these are very snug fit, so I haven't felt the need to glue any of them. And then we are just going to do the same thing on this side. And again, that just pushes on, and again, no need for any glue. Yep, and those are all securely in there. And then the last thing we need to do is just put these little steam valves, and those are just going to go into these 4 holes here. So I'm just going to grab, so that I don't break this little spindle off, I'm going to grab it with my tweezer. And again, these click in, no need to glue so far. Okay. Yeah, so that is it for that step. Okay, so the next, we are going to be attaching this keel, so I'm going to set this aside, bring back our hull section, and this is going to be going right in here like so, and that is going in with 5 HM screws. All right, so that is in, and that is it for issue 10, and that's it for this episode. So let's move on to the Lego side. Okay, so this is where we left off in the last episode. So in this episode, we're going to be doing steps 61 through 75. So let's get started. Okay, that is it for step 61 to 75. So we made this, we attached some pieces up here, and then we started in on this hull piece. We do have a Titanic print piece here, which is very cool. Now, sneak peek for next episode, we have some more things to add here, but once we add that, this is going to be going right here. So definitely stay tuned for the next episode. All right, so that does it for the Lego portion. Okay, let's recap what we did this week. Okay, so for the Lego portion, we added this piece here, we added some additional pieces here, and then we started on this hull piece, which eventually will go here. And then over on the scale model side, we attached our 2 pieces of hull. And so we can now sort of put that in this little holder. And then we added some additional pieces up here on the engine. All right, so Yeah, this is not quite stable yet, but we're getting there. So that's it for episode 5. Okay, so we got that hull piece put together. So now we have sort of our first piece of hull that's assembled for the scale model. Super exciting. So it's really starting to mirror the Lego side. I love how these builds are kind of going in tandem right now. Also, in the other issue 10, we did a little more work on the engine, and then we attached that bottom keel section. So let's do our summary really quick. All right, for the scale model version, we did 8 steps and used 20 parts. And for the Lego version, we completed 24 steps and used 91 parts. So total to date, we are 49 steps and 107 parts on the scale model side. And on the Lego side, 150 steps and 497 parts. So we are just chugging right along. So next week, we are changing gears a little bit. We're working on one of the funnels, and we're working on some more decking. So that will be exciting. Let's see, Saturday, we still are out of Batmobile parts. So we will be doing another Lego review. This time it is the Mario Kart. This is a new set that came out last week. It really surprised me. It's a very cool build. So if you're into a lot of interesting and weird building techniques and you like Mario, check it out on Saturday. And in that video, I will give you a little further update on the Batmobile. And then, of course, Tuesday, we have another Optimus Prime coming out. We're going to be finishing that left arm, so very cool there. So remember to like, subscribe, share the videos. It really helps get the word out and helps, the algorithm do its thing and feed it out to more people. We're trying to hit those subscriber milestones. We hit one a few months ago and gave away a retro record player set. Our next milestone is 500 subscribers, and we're going to be giving away a Star Wars AT-AT set. So help get those subscriber numbers up and enter your chance for free Lego giveaways. So without further ado, I won't keep you any further. Remember, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.